Mhm. All right, guys. So what I want to do real quick is this is the report of your Kingdom Wealth Coaching. What I wanted to do real quick is get you guys to look at precious metals from a different perspective. Okay, you guys often hear me talk about currency crashing in other countries, and what the price of silver was before the currency crash, and then what the price of silver was and gold um, when the currency crashed. And in some of these countries, it's been the same thing, guys, for thousands of years. The only thing that the economy or the businesses or your local business would take uh, was gold and silver. Paper currency was no good. You couldn't use it for anything. You guys may recall one presentation I've done a while. It's been a few years now, where I showed a picture of a lady with a wheelbarrow full of Dutch marks, and she was taking them to her home to burn them in the furnace because they were no good for anything else. She couldn't buy anything with them. Wheelbarrow full of them, guys. And that's what happens. In Venezuela, before Venezuela's currency crashed, in 2012, a Venezuelan citizen could have bought an ounce of silver, or not even buy, I don't want to say bought, exchanged, all right, bolivars, which is their local currency. They could have exchanged 212 bolivar, 1 ounce of silver back in 2012. Do you know right now today that an ounce of silver in Venezuela is over almost a million bolivar with just 1 ounce of silver? And if you don't have any silver, you're not eating. You can't purchase anything, guys. So during a crisis, when the currency crashes in a country, during a crisis, precious metals shows their worth. And that's why I've always told you guys over time, don't worry about the price. It's not about the price of your gold and silver. It's about what it's going to do for you during the time of a crisis. And that's what I want to show you here. All right. So we're looking at a chart that says ounces of silver needed to meet expenses during crisis. So if your monthly expenses in the left far column shows you your monthly expenses from $500 all the way down to $20,000, then it shows you the monthly expenses in silver ounces that you would need, all right, based on your monthly expenses. And this is based off of silver being at a base value of $20, $20 an ounce. Okay. And then it shows you the duration of the crisis, whether it's 6 months, a year, 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Venezuela's been in a currency crisis for quite a while. So has Zimbabwe. If you recall, guys, we go back to the book of Genesis during the time of famine, during the time of Joseph, they were in a crisis for 7 years. But this chart takes us all the way out to 5 years. So let's use that as an example, all right? That your monthly expenses came out to $3,000 a month. You would need 150 ounces of silver every month to be able to still care for and take care of your family. So for 6 months, if the crisis lasted for 6 months, you would need 900 ounces of silver for you and your family to survive for 6 months. And you can see how this is working, guys. For 1 year, 1,800, 18 months, you would need 2,700 ounces of silver. For 2 years, you would need 3,600 ounces of silver. For 3 years, 5,400. 4 years, 7,200. And 5 years, 9,000. So you do the math. Now the question is, if you don't have any ounces of silver, you're behind the power curve, guys. You're behind the power curve because it's not a question of if we will have a crisis in this country. I'm talking about a major crisis. I'm talking about a currency crash. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And you should be praying to God that He gives us more time before He brings judgment on this crooked monetary system that we currently operate here in this country. So that's what you would need as it relates to silver. Now, I believe silver was more of the monetary metal. Silver is what you're going to use for your normal day-to-day operations for you and your family to survive. But then gold will come into play when you start talking about needing a car, trying to buy a house, some of your bigger purchases. So let's take a look at the gold chart. All right, same setup, except we're talking about gold. In this case, this was based on gold being $1,300 an ounce, guys. And we all know that gold is up over $2,000 an ounce right now. So this chart is outdated. So just keep that in mind. The silver chart was pretty spot on because I believe silver right now is, I think, around 23 or 20, $24. So you're not that far off your numbers. Gold is different because gold is a lot more expensive. These numbers are way off on the gold chart. So, however, if your monthly expenses, again, were $3,000 a month, then you would need 2.31 ounces of gold. 1 ounce of gold, again, right now is $2,000. So you're talking about 4,000, almost $6,000 worth of gold that you would need, guys, to survive just for 1 month if you were using gold. And that's why I've always been uh, a what's the word I'm looking for? I've always been a uh, proponent or a advocate for silver versus gold because here's the deal, guys, and you got to be strategic with this. The gold to silver ratio, the normal gold to silver ratio, I believe, was like 17 to 1, between 15 and 17 to 1 was the ratio. In other words, 15 ounces of silver would get you 1 ounce of gold. So the strategy here would be, I'm gonna go back to the silver chart because I just wanted to show you the gold chart as well with the same setup. But we want to focus on silver because the goal here, guys, will be to stack as much silver as you possibly can. Right now, the ratio is way out of control. Right now, the gold to silver ratio is well over 80 to 1. And it may be more like 85, 83 to 85 to 1. We'll use 80 to 1 as an example. That ratio has to correct itself. Eventually, it has to come back down. I don't know if we'll ever see a 15 to 1, but let's just say it comes down to half that, 40 to 1. And you've been stacking silver. That means you would be able to take 40 ounces of your silver to get 1 ounce of gold. So the strategy would be to just continue to stack as much silver as you possibly can. Every once in a while, here and there, you probably be able to get a gram of gold. Gram of gold probably running you anywhere between $80 and $90 for a gram of gold. But here's the deal, guys, and this is what I believe. There's going to come a time to where, just like Venezuela, just like Zimbabwe, just like Greece, all of these countries whose currencies have crashed. And oh, by the way, every major currency in the history of the world has went to its intrinsic value, which is zero. The only reason why the dollar is still hanging on is because it's recognized right now still as the world reserve currency. And if you've been paying attention and ain't been sleeping under a rock, that's changing by the day. So you want to get to where you can exchange 40 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold, right? You're not going to need very many ounces of gold when the crisis hits, guys, but you will need silver. I would say for me, my strategy um, is to get to about 5 ounces of gold. All right, starting out to get the 5 ounces of gold. And again, we're going to wait until that ratio corrects itself and drops down to 40-1. Then you'll be able to exchange those 40 ounces of silver to get you 1 ounce of gold. Okay? Again, diversification, guys. When we talk about diversifying, we need to diversify outside of our current system. It makes no sense to diversify inside the same paper derivatives, guys. Most of these financial experts are teaching you to diversify in stocks, mutual funds, bonds, IRAs. The problem is, guys, they're all attached to the same thing, the dollar. So as the dollar goes, so does all of those other things. So you're not doing yourself any justice by diversifying inside the same paper derivative market. No, you need to diversify outside of the current system, outside the system, guys. And that's when you start getting into the crypto and again, gold and silver, platinum, palladium, copper, oil, even land. And the beautiful thing about that is we'll be able to purchase land when it's all said and done with ounces of gold or ounces of silver. That time is coming, guys. That time is coming. And we want to make sure that we're preparing the next generation and the generation after that and the generation after that. It has to start somewhere. It has to start with you. So if you're not in position, guys, and you have not been stacking silver, all right, and gold, I don't never want to leave gold out because people like gold. But I'm a big proponent of silver because I believe, again, silver was the monetary metal even over biblical days. In fact, the word silver in the Hebrew is the word kesef, and it means money. The first transaction in the Bible dealing with silver was when Abraham paid for a plot of land to bury his wife Sarah in. And the Bible says Abraham weighed out 400 shekels of silver. He weighed it out. I've been teaching you guys for years. When you're connected the right way, you'll understand that money was never meant to be counted. Money was always created and designed by God to be weighed. That's why he said a just weight and a just measure is his delight. But an unjust weight and an unjust measure is an abomination. So these metals is going to become a very important part of your life in 2024. My motto going into 2024 is stack more in 2024. Get your weight up, guys. Get your weight up. And again, if you understand what I'm saying and you want to do that, you want to put yourself in a position to where you're protecting what you're working so hard for. Paper money was never created or designed for you to save, guys. That's not what it was for. In fact, paper money was never created to be money. It was always a substitute. It was a claim check for real money. So like you taking your suit to the cleaners. When you take your suit to the cleaners will give you a claim check for your suit. The value is not in the claim check, the value is in the suit. But in order to get your suit back, you had to bring the claim check back to the cleaners, give them your claim check, and you get your suit back, which is the value. It's the same way with paper currency, guys. Paper currency represented real money. When you were done transacting your business for the day, you would take whatever paper currency you had left, take it to the goldsmith, the money changer, and you would exchange that paper currency for your real value, your real asset, which was the gold or the silver that was being held for you while you was out transacting business for the day. God, that was always the way it was done. The government will probably never get back to that, but guess what? It's not about the government at this point. It's about you. Yeah, we know the economy is bad, but it's not about the economy. It's about your economy because you can't control your economy, guys. You can't control the economy, but you can control your economy. And you have to understand that this is coming. And if you want to protect yourself, you see these numbers. I just went over these numbers. You pause this video, look at these numbers, work on your strategy. I got the company for you guys to get the precious metals and get it at the best price you're going to find it anywhere online. So if you're not connected and you don't know where to get your precious metals from, you need to reach out to me. So reach out to one of my business partners that's sharing this video with you and let them know that you're ready to get your strategy together so you can protect you and your family. What do you have to do? And they'll direct you on what you need to do, guys. All right, take care. God bless again. Just wanted to show you a different perspective of precious metals and why it's important that you should be stacking. Should have been stacking a long time ago. A lot of people got to play catch up. All right, you should be paying yourself 10% every month. Don't pay yourself in paper. All right, pay yourself in these metals, guys, outside the system. If you're into crypto, then you do what you do in the crypto space. My motto now going into 2024, guys, if I don't hold it, I don't own it. If these computers crash during this crisis, you ain't got no crypto because it's locked into the computer system. If they shut down the internet, there goes your crypto. But that gold and silver you hold in your hands. This is what it's about, guys. All right, preparing ourselves for what's coming. The body of Christ, we are without excuse. We should be ahead of the game. We should already know what we need to be doing. Because gold and silver belongs to God. And truth be told, you belong to God, so the gold and silver belongs to you. God doesn't use it. He put it in the earth for us. So, yeah, here we are, guys. All right. God bless. I hope you got something out of this. Again, get back with the person that shared this video with you. If I'm sharing it with you, you're watching this from my YouTube channel. My link will be in the description. Get registered with the company that I'm using right now. All right, to work my strategy. You can use the same company. Click the link, get registered. The instructions will be in the link on what you need to do. And let's move, guys. This company that I'm doing business with right now, we're in pre-launch. Haven't even launched yet. They're based out of Dallas, Texas. When they open the doors, guys, you're not going to find precious metals at a better price than what you're going to be able to get with this company. But you got to lock down your membership. We're the Sam's Club of the precious metals industry. Get your membership, get your annual membership, and you'll be able to buy all the gold and silver you want at the best prices you're going to find. All right, guys, take care. God bless. And until my next video, we'll see you guys over the top.